or 0971-864700. Request of Feed, the Feed Masters.
Good evening, welcome to Talk at 6. Today the 31st of December 2019, and this is the very last edition of Talk at 6 as we close the year 2019 and crossing into 2020. I must say, you've been a great audience, everybody that has been listening and following Talk at 6 through the year 2019, and hoping that you continue with the support through the year 2020, and of course encourage more to listen to this program, which comes your way weekdays at 18:30. We apologize for starting slightly late tonight. Otherwise, tonight we want to look at the current party that is in government, the PF-led government, and we want to look at it from the party's perspective. Review of the PF success for the year 2019. Has the party delivered according to the people's expectations? And obviously, we will also get to hear more of what the party has in stock for the people in the year 2020. And my name is Irvin Muyumwa. On Talk at 6 tonight, we have the former Patriotic Front PF Lusaka Province Secretary, who is the current PF Information Desk Chief Administrator. This is Mr. Chendela Mukondo. Good evening, Mr. Mukondo, and compliments of the season.
Good evening, and same to you, and compliment of the season to everybody out there. It's an honor to be here, especially that this is the last one to be talking to our people out there in this year which has come to an end in 2019.
Indeed.
Yes.
Well, Mr. Mukondo, I think PF was elected in, if you could go back, it was in 2011, and you got a new mandate in 2016,
yes,
which is supposed to expire in 2021, and I believe that you still want to contest as a party for the 2021 elections to renew your mandate possibly. And we want to look at just keeping in check of your progress so far. Is the party still on track, or it has lost touch with the people? Now, I think my question would be, what has been 2019 been like to you as a party? How would you describe it politically?
Thank you very much, and I'm really humbled that I'm here to once again to communicate to our people out there. And this question I would love to quote our Republican President Edith Achagua, and I'll quote by word. And this was in a speech which he gave to Parliament in 2019 on the 13th this month, and that is under bulletin point 36, where he described our economy as in the recent past faced some more serious headway. The country registered a gross domestic product rate of 3.7% as at the end of 2018. The growth rate for 2019 was earlier projected at around 4%, but it is being revised downward to about 2% on account of adverse weather conditions, which has affected our energy sector and the agricultural sector. End of quote. So from borrowing from the present description of 2019 has been a very difficult year, especially that we have faced a lot of headwinds in these two sectors, and that is energy. When the president was talking about energy, that is load shedding, and that is what everyone on the street is talking about. And on the agricultural sector, which is now the meal prices, The third one, the president, although didn't mention it, it's the fuel component, which have also driven up the prices of other commodities. So basically, the 2019 to us as the Patriot Front has been a very challenging year, and looking at what we have faced in this year, especially that the season 2018-2019, the rain season was very bad. So the effects is what we had in the whole period of 2019. So basically for us, despite facing these hard challenges of high minimum prices and then also load shedding on the energy sector, we have continued performing extremely well in other sectors, because we have religiously followed the 7th National Development Plan. And among the sectors where you find that we have been doing well, registered some tremendous progress in line with the 7th National Development Plan. It's under the security wings, where we have seen we have continued building some housing units for men and women in uniform. We have seen the youths graduating at different police colleges, that is Kamfinsa, Lilai, and then also in Kafue, somewhere there. So under the energy sector, we have with it has been a very big challenge that energy, and that I think I will talk about it as we go on. The other one is the health sector, which I was talking about it last time. We have continued scoring a lot of scores in the health sector despite facing this load shedding and high minimum prices. We have continued on an upswing. That is when it comes to employment. Even as at today, we were just giving people the updates on Levi Manawasa Hospital, which is a state-of-art hospital and on international standard. And we have also said we have scored in this same health sector about 21,000 jobs our youths have been employed. We are talking about doctors and nurses between 18 years to 35. And then also the transport sector, we are on track. We have kept on rolling the projects across Lusaka. If you can see the decongestion of Lusaka, which is also happening under the means of local government. We have to make this country attain those the 2030 goals, millennium goals. And it's really a privilege, even as the president updated us, that as we come to this end today, the 31st of 2019, it was at the Patriot Front. It is also telling us that we have done, together with other previous governments, almost 20 years of the Millennium Challenge goals. So tomorrow we begin the last decade in which we have to make sure that Zambia qualifies to be a middle-income, prosperous middle-income nation. So across these ministries, the transport sector, we have been doing well on the Copper Belt, also per province. In this, as we come to an end of this decade, we can boast. You have told us we are given, we are shedding into power in 2011. If we see these past 8 years, we see the Western Province, it is linked to Zambia, the rest of other provinces, Wapula, where we are literally everything that has come to a standstill. We have registered more than 110 companies which have come on board. So basically, as you ask, our economy has really faced some headwinds.
Okay. So these headwinds that you're talking about, and the numerous challenges that people continue to complain about day in, day out, issues to do with high increased cost of living, load shedding, which you have also talked about.
Yes.
Don't you think as a party you are losing touch with the ground in terms of losing popularity? You are no longer in touch with the people. Is that what is on the ground?
At this time, around, we have what I've always mentioned, the 7th National Development Plan, and under Chapter 4, we have been explaining to the people the opportunities and challenges that we are facing as a country in developing this nation. There has been a need to talk about culture and history. So when we talk about the energy sector which we are having, the challenges that we are having as at today, it's historical. So basically, we have embarked on what we are calling creating a positive change, and the other aspects that we have to look at, like the values, attitudes, and behavioral change, culture, hatred, and heritage, and building an identity, culture change, and then intracultural integration, creating creativity and innovation, and among others, that is the Christianity ethics themselves. So basically, under the 7th National Development Plan, we have embarked on inculcating a culture among our people to know that infrastructure development cannot happen without put into perspective the historical component and culture of it, so that everybody understand what we are going through. So basically, as a party, we are comfortable, and people now understand what we are going through, because these challenges, they seem to be historical. And among these ones, it's the hydropower station which we have been talking about. Since independence to where we are, you will find that it's just the Kariba North Bank where we had done some investment in energy. That is in 1978. So in this past 42 years now, or 41 years, historically, we have not invested anything in our energy sector. And this is one of the reasons why on culture change, and that is incorporating the element of telling people to accept the change itself and moving in a dynamic way. We are also talking about it, bringing on board nuclear energy, so that at least if we can have two base energies, because the best energies that we can depend on, which are clean, it's hydroelectricity and also nuclear energy, because we are endowed with a lot of resources, especially when it comes to water. If we remove the Congo from the picture, in the southern region, we almost have 40% of water. So basically, it's just a matter of coming up with dams. We dam them, we harvest a lot of waters, and do some cascade generation of electricity, and that is recycling the same water at the same point, maybe 3-4 times. So basically, as a party, we have embarked on what we have been talking about, that is championing the values and attributes, and then also cultural change and appreciating where we are coming from.
All right. We just take a break for the news headlines coming up at 19 hours, and we will continue with our discussion. We're looking at the review of PF success in the year 2019 and entirely the term that they're still serving. The term goes on until 2021. And in the studio, I have with me the former Patriotic Front PF Lusaka Province Secretary, who is the Chief Administrator for the PF Information Desk. This is Mr. Chendela Mukondo. We'll be back after the news headlines at 19 hours. This is the last edition of Talk at 6 for 2019. Just pause this one.